Okay, so welcome to week six, CS220, data management and security. So we are in the home stretch here. So basically, we are week six is the last week, and we are going to be scheduling our final exam for next week, which is going to be. I was originally on the syllabus. We take a look at the syllabus. On the syllabus, we have basically I targeted the 12th of August as our date for our final exam, which is Wednesday. I think I'm going to move that to Thursday. All right, so that'll be the 13th of August. And it'll cover basically from the topics basically from, we picked up from exam one, from the end of exam one. So hash algorithms, storage structures, database administration, database vulnerabilities, the lectures we have there. I've created a study guide. All right, so this is going to be what you want to take a look at in terms of what's going to be on the exam, what are the topic areas you want to take a look at. Okay, so this is the it's I think it's like 20 um, areas that will be probably the important parts of what we want to pick up on the course. Okay, and so database, so the types of performance, types of things, the system administrator will be looking at uptime and performance of queries, indexing, performance of inserts and updates, different types of backups, um, different types of database driven applications. So I've got I've got a list of this, and I've also have recorded it, and I'm not going to go through it now because I've actually have on our site. We look down here. I have a recorded. Um, Basically, I recorded that lecture. So the study guide itself is here. So I'm going to put it. You'll see it. Find it right above the week six overview, between week five and week six overview. So this is that document. Okay. And then I also have a recording of it as well. So you can kind of you name you either read the doc or watch the video or some combination thereof. All right. So that will be next Thursday. All right. So the timing on the semester is the semester ends on Friday, which is the 14th, and I have to submit the grades by Monday, sometime on Monday. So uh, because I know one of the things that came up this week, and actually one of the reasons why we were a little bit late here uh, this week, is that I found out some folks were actually tied up in leadership training sessions. So we want to make sure we can catch up with everything, trying to catch up with the different assignments and, and that. So basically, I will give everyone until that Sunday. All right. So that's going to be um, the 16th of uh, of August to get everything turned in, because then I'll assemble the final grades and submit them to the school on Monday. All right, so that's kind of a rough timing there. Okay, we have right. So basically, what will need is the quizzes, any of the quizzes we have here. Um, so quiz one, lesson one, two, three, four, five, six. Somebody had asked me about the cryptography lesson quiz. You don't have to do that. If you want to do it, I'll activate it. If you want to do it, you can do it for extra credit. All right. Just if you do it, just send me a message that you had submitted it. All right. And then topic three quiz. All right. And then really what's happened is once we got past topic three, um, we really were picking up with the labs. All right. So where we're at with the labs, okay, is we've gone through lab one, lab two. So basically, we've created tables, created a database, created the tables in the database, loaded data into it. So the last piece of this is an exercise where we're going to be going against and basically sending commands to the database management system and having it send us back results. So what I've done is I've gone out and I've built a set of example queries using the data that we've put into the database in Lab 2. All right, so Lab 3 assumes that we've completed Lab 2. All right, so it works in a similar fashion. So what I've done is kind of a description of it, and then this is going to be kind of an exercise in cut and paste. We look at the kind of the structure of the command. So I've got a couple different types of commands to give you a flavor of some of the different things we do with databases. So this is some simple select statements. Being able to get being able to bring a bunch of fields from in this case the order table and then sort them, and then doing kind of the same thing. All right, but in addition, a little bit more complicated. Pulling some additional fields out. All right, and then also putting some qualifiers on here. So basically saying where the order, basically pulling it from the order table, the customer, the staff tables, basically joining these three tables together. So this is an example of a join statement. So this is a little bit more sophisticated query. A couple queries here. This is also something we do on a regular basis to change the structure. So this is all done through SQL. So actually, in this case, we're going to add a column. All right. So we're actually going to add a column middle name to two tables. So once again, this would be we do a cut and paste. Basically, cut it from here and then paste it into the MySQL workbench command line. All right. Another add column, a couple add columns here, and then we have another query here. Basically, is more of a select, basically asking a question to try to get a result back. All right. So in this case, we want to go to the customer table. And actually using both the customer and the payment tables. All right, so this is an example. This is another example of a join. So what happens is there's a couple different ways to structure commands to give you end up with the same results, but the commands look differently. So this is actually an example of a join basically being an inner join. All right. So an inner join, if you remember from the content, we talked about the inner join being basically you match one record to the one table to the other table. All right. A left outer join is where we match everything in one table against everything against the other table. So the results are everything into one table and anything it matches. All right, so that'll show us like if there's matches, you'll get everything in the one table and then everything it matches. And if there wasn't a match, you'll still get a record and a blank spot. And that's the left join, and the right join is really what table is the one you're always going to get the result from. All right, so that's what this is. This is an example of a join where we're going to combine the customer table and the payment tables together, and to give us basically the first name, last name, email from the customer table, the order ID, amount, and payment date from the payment table. All right, and we'll get a result set from that. And then once pretty straightforward one here. Basically, select the first name, last name from a customer, where store ID is 1. So if you dump out the contents of the customer table, you'll see there's a whole bunch of we've assigned different store numbers out there. So we're looking for number 1, and basically what customers, the name of the customers were assigned to store 1. another one here basically returning um, description, store ID, available count from the inventory table. And then, kind of a base, this is kind of a basic. And then what we do is we extend that query. So this will give us everything that's out there. We don't qualify it. All right. Number 8 is we basically, it's the exact same query, but what we're doing is we're putting a where clause on it. We're going to qualify it, and then we're going to use a like statement. So a like statement is a match. So what it will do is it will go through that table, look at the item description field, and look for everything that has COFFEE in that field. All right. We could also set it up with COF star, and it would work the same way. We can qualify. You can put different qualifiers. Everything it begins with a C, everything it ends with an E. Different ways of being able to do that. But I want to give you an example of what I like. Doing it, be able to search. So you can search it by, comparing things together. You can search by pattern matching, which is kind of what this like statement is about. And also being able to do greater thans, less than. So this is really a set of. So what we're doing with Lab 3 is just a set example queries to go against the table we've built, or the tables we've built in our previous exercises, and extract data out of it. All right. So that is that. I'm basically going to be posting this onto the class site underneath the Lab 2 exercises. I think that for right now, I know a couple, as I said, we've been working with some folks. I'll be probably reaching out to folks over the next couple of days, kind of tracking down where we're at. I'm going to be taking a look to see what any kinds of, where everybody's at in terms of any missing assignments. I'll circle back to you with, all right, make sure we get this, make sure we get that. All right. And that's about it for right now. Okay. Any problems, any questions, text me, call me, email me. All right. Thanks a lot. And I'll talk to you guys real soon.